Okay, so we're here today to show you how to replace the flywheel on a VR200. We have a couple tools on the floor. We have two open 17mm wrenches, a crescent wrench, two 8mm Allen wrenches, a 10mm socket, and a flathead screwdriver. Best way to work on this is by folding the roller up and bringing the front section, instead of the back section up in the folding position, bring the front section towards the back. And that'll allow you access to this area. As you can see, I've already loosened actually the two T-brackets that pull the flywheel down so that they can add tension on the drive belt. Right now it's still tense, even though these are loose, this is still tight because it has two inside nuts on the axle that we'll have to loosen up. These nuts on the inside pressure outward to keep the flywheel straight. Once those are in place, once the T-brackets are tightened back down and those are in place, then you tighten your back up your outside ones. We'll show you that further down the line. So right now we're going to go ahead and take a 17 open wrench, go on the inside, and get these loosened up. Sometimes when you're loosening them, the other side can move on you, and that's when you want to grab the other 17 open wrench and hold it on this side so that it doesn't spin on you. Once this is all the way loose, it'll allow for the flywheel to move up. Let's see that in there. I'll loosen this one on this side. And now it allows for this. As you can see, now the belt is very loose. Okay, so now that I've loosened the flywheel up, brought it all the way to the front, I'm going to take this belt here and kind of feed it on the inside of the clutch. And what that's going to do is allow me some slack up here to bring this belt out to the side like so. And then that way I'll be able to pull the flywheel out. Alright, so we've taken the flywheel out, but we don't have to remove the cable from the brake because the brake is going to be removed from the fan, and all we're doing is replacing this fan. Very easily, we're going to remove the nut, the T-bracket, the inside nut as well. And in there you'll see a snap ring, so you'll need some snap ring pliers to get that out. Once you pull that snap ring off, this whole shell comes off. Snap rings off. Now, there are some spacers in here, so make sure they don't fall out. Oh, you know what? Stop it. All right, so if that doesn't come out very easily, just tap it with the hammer, and that pulls right out. You can see there's spacers in there. You got a larger one and then a smaller plastic one. That's to keep the separation between this and the inside of the flywheel. If you notice, the flywheel is what actually has the bearings. One on the inside, two on the outside. So all you do is slide that back on, get your snap ring back on, and your nuts. Okay, so we got our snap ring back on, our inside nut, our outside nut, our T-bracket. One thing on the T-bracket, you'll notice there is a certain way that goes on, and you can see that the loop on that bolt is facing the outside. So the little loop here should be on the outside, and you can see it again. Notice that before you take it off and put it back on. Then flip this back around. Of course, the two nuts go on the inside. Push that forward, take the belt, bring it around, take your belt back out of here, put it in place. What you're going to do now is you're going to bring your flywheel up and your T-brackets up here. You can see that as one. Get the other side on. Boom. And now we start tightening this nut, which is our 10 millimeter. And what this is going to do is it's going to pull, as you can see on that axle, and get this belt tight. Now, how tight do you want it? Well, a couple ways to do it is before you take it off, you can put a little mark on here on where that axle was before and go back to it. If you miss that, you want to tighten it enough to where you can feel it pretty tight, and then do the other side the same. Make sure the wheel's all level and even. Get on the machine and try, test it. And if it slips, then you want to come back here and just start tightening, maybe 2 full turns on each side. Go back, start rowing again until it stops slipping, and then you'll know you have the right resistance on there. That should be enough, right?